2023 CR 7274, State of Texas versus Annette Idrago. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel De La Garza for the defendant.
And are you Annette Idrago?
Yes, ma'am.
Entered a plea of guilty on November 16th. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 9 years in the prison.
So this woman right here in court, she is attempting to stay out of prison. She's asking for the judge to give her probation instead, using her 5 kids at home as her excuse. The only problem is she admitted she was guilty of running after a woman with a weapon and said she accepted responsibility. However, she's not really accepting responsibility because she repeated over and over in court that it was self-defense. She's trying to minimize guilt. And all I can say is that did not go over too well with the judge. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and jump into it.
There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and the state is silent on your application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm reviewing it right now, but since you're silent, I'm fine with reviewing it and going on.
All right. Defense?
I have reviewed it, Your Honor, and showed the same to my client.
All right. Any objections to the PSI report? Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right. The state is silent. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
We don't have any witnesses, Your Honor. I would just like to point out that Ms. Idrago's husband is in the courtroom.
Okay.
Her father is also in the courtroom. He's standing. She has a supportive family, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Oh no, I know this is not her lawyer. Girl, you are going to prison for real. These days, it's like they're just giving away the license.
She has a supportive family, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I don't think the testimony is necessary. I can argue it, and it's in the PSI.
Okay.
But we have no witnesses.
All right. Well, if you want to address with your client, because there's where it says guilt acknowledged, there's an X there, which I'm assuming guilt is acknowledged, but there is also an X that says guilt is minimized.
And I could ask you some questions, Judge.
Sure. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Annette Garcia Hidrogo.
All right. Make sure you keep your voice up so that the court reporter can hear, all right?
Okay.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. And you know you're here for sentencing today, right?
Yes.
And you pleaded guilty to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, tell the judge at the time, and it's in the PSI, we talked about it, but tell the judge at the time that this was happening, what was going through your mind?
Self-defense, Your Honor. I was simply trying to defend myself. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. And then now, since I've become your lawyer, you looked at the evidence and all that kind of stuff. Have you realized now, do you know whether it was self-defense or not?
Yes.
And you think that it was not, or do you think it was
I
self-defense?
believe in my heart it was self-defense.
Now, do you take responsibility for what happened, though?
I do know now that it's, in my mind, in my heart, it's self-defense.
But you know now that it
But
was.
I know. Yes, sir.
Tell the judge that it was
I
what?
do know now.
All right. So I'm sorry if
Yeah,
you all
I mean,
can
yeah.
slow down and one at a time.
So tell the judge whether you think now this was self-defense or whether this was illegal.
I know now it is illegal, but at the time, it was self-defense.
No, at the time it was illegal. You see, she's going back and forth. She's fully aware that she was wrong, but she's refusing to take 100% responsibility for her own actions by continuing to say that it was self-defense.
All right, so then the question is, do you take responsibility and do you acknowledge the guilt for the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon case? Hold on. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon case. Do you acknowledge your guilt?
Yes, sir.
And what are you asking the judge to do today?
If I would please get probation. It's my first offense. I simply was scared for my life, trying to defend myself.
And tell the court, why should the judge put you on probation?
Like I said, I know now if this would never happen again.
First off, right?
Right.
Do you have a criminal history?
No, sir, I don't.
Maybe a very limited one from Hidalgo County? Like a harassment or something that's on the piece?
All right, everyone, one at a time. Okay, go for it.
Okay, and If you're granted probation, do you know that there's terms and conditions that come along with it?
Yes, sir, I do.
Are you going to follow all those terms and conditions?
I'm willing to comply all the way.
Are you going to use drugs while you're on probation?
No, sir, I don't use drugs.
You don't have a history of drug
No,
use,
sir.
right? Are you going to work?
Yes, sir.
And the
Working.
PSI says that you're a caregiver, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to go back to some kind of job like that?
Yes.
Now, what if the judge says you're not able to work as a home care provider or anything like that? Are you able to find other kind of employment?
Yes, whatever suitable.
Well, we already know working as a home health aide on probation under Judge Boyd is not happening. And honestly, I would agree, because with that type of charge, she shouldn't be taking care of anybody.
Where would you go live?
My parents at the time being.
And do they live in close proximity to Miss Hernandez, Miss Tracy Hernandez?
No.
If the court orders you to stay away from the complainant in the case, would you stay away from her, or would you go back to the Goodwill? And
No, I have no business.
is there anything else that you'd like to tell the court before we stop?
Just that I'm truly deeply sorry, and I know now that all I was trying to do was defend myself. It was simply self-defense. I'm a mother of 5 kids, and I'd like to go back to see my kids. I didn't see them for Christmas, Thanksgiving, or New Year's.
And ma'am, that's your fault. You didn't see your 5 kids because you committed a crime that landed you behind bars. And why is it that you're going to go stay with your parents and not your husband? Her attorney said her husband was there too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, any questions? All right, I do. The police report says that you were chasing her with a knife,
No, ma'am.
and they say that there's a video of you chasing her with a knife.
No, ma'am, I did not chase her with a knife. I was simply scared running because there was 2 women after me. Not only 1, 2.
Now, see, Maria, you messing up now. They got you on videotape. What you don't want the judge to do is pull up that video and find out you're lying right now in her face. It's not self-defense if you're running behind somebody else. She just said that it was 2 women after her. That will mean this video shows you running with them behind you.
All right,
Well, Judge, I don't know really what to make of this, because lots of times we can say, well, the person has a mental illness, health, issues, they're on drugs. I don't know really what to make of this, other than it's a one-time kind of incident thing.
where's the video?
It's in the discovery.
Right, the judge is like, I know what to make of it. Where's the video? Let me see it.
If I raise up, gonna be trouble. Trouble.
Any objection to the court seeing the video? Just, if you all have it, if I could see the video.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Because she's saying self-defense, and I'm being told that there's a video that shows something differently.
Yes, Your Honor, but I think now she realizes it's definitely not self-defense. This is not a self-defense.
Right. So what I want to know is whether or not she was chasing somebody with a knife or not.
Probably I was scared, ma'am.
No, you said you were running from 2 women,
Yes, there were 2 women after me, ma'am.
but
And
the police report says that you were chasing the complainant with a knife. So, were you chasing the complainant with a knife or no?
yes, to defend myself and run from. There was 2 women to defend.
If somebody's running away from you and you're chasing them with a knife, how are you defending yourself?
Oh my God, stop lying.
No, there were 2 women, and one of them were after me.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see the video, see what the video shows. All right.
Ma'am.
What are you wearing in this video? Are you the person in the black shorts?
No, ma'am.
Are you the person with the burgundy top with the blondish hair?
No, ma'am.
Are you the person in the gray shirt with blue jeans with the white hat?
I think so, yes.
All right. Any questions from the state? Yes. All right, defense.
Just a real brief argument, Your Honor.
Okay.
What we're asking you to grant Ms. Idrogo's application for deferred adjudication. You saw the video, Your Honor. In her mind, it was self-defense. I certainly understand the chase and all that kind of stuff. and she now understands how it is not self-defense. Nonetheless, Judge, she definitely takes responsibility for her actions. She's asking to be supervised by the court. I think she would benefit from some anger management and classes that help her deal with these kinds of situations and how to get herself out of these kinds of situations. So the long story short is, Your Honor, based upon her limited criminal history, her lack of drug use, the fact that she takes responsibility, we ask that you grant the application. Thank you.
Anything else you wish to say, Mr. Drago?
I just ask that God will touch your heart and understand that, like all I was asking was that if the Lord could hear me right now, He'd understand how much I repent of what happened that day. But it simply is just a self-defense in my mind, even though I know it's wrong.
This lady is still saying it was self-defense in her mind. Ma'am, your mind is about to have you in prison.
Okay. All right, so this is what the court is going to do. The court has heard all the evidence, and I want you to know that I internalize everything and I look at cases on an individual basis. The court is going to deny your application. Court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration NIMAC number 714465, NIMAC number 723973. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Counsel. Thank you. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Then she's looking up at the attorney when the judge said 3 years in prison, like, what happened? What happened was all that baby bop bimbo babble about self-defense didn't work, especially when the judge was clearly able to see it was not self-defense. All that line in her face is what did it. If this armadillo wasn't so thick in the head, she would have peeped earlier to stop talking about self-defense and what happened in her head. I'm saying though, if she did not refuse to take responsibility, I believe the judge would have given her probation. But I don't feel sorry for her because she did this to herself. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. The woman refused to take responsibility and kept lying to the judge, playing in her face. Shout out to Tyrell, Emmanuel, Dark Power, and Nick Taylor. I appreciate all of you for your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.